Yeah, very big welcome to you, my dear Taurus, and always a big welcome to those zodiac signs that felt like this specific constellation, which exists only once a year, has an inspiration for them as well. As you know, I do the reading always on the day the moon is in your sign. That means today I see behind the moon the constellation Taurus, and of course behind the sun, which gives the light to Taurus, the constellation Capricorn. Now here we see energies that are created by society, the high priest, the Hierophant, the church, right? That brings the information to us, and he created out of Capricorn the devil. And the devil is that one energy where, as the keeper of taboos, we have to get through the third eye and liberate our own selves. And the same in a way here for you. You also have to come into that 3-step. There's this 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, right? This triangle that's pointing upwards. And yeah, the attachment, and in general also the different schools, right? The white school and the red school, the fire and the water, the masculine and the feminine. And so the story goes as that we have to liberate ourselves. We have to find a path to get out of this law of duality, where the law of attraction is embedded inside. And so a lot of people get a lot of stories wrong in the law of attraction. They're like, well, I can just like a wish list ask for anything that I want, but it isn't like that, right? It's a completely different energy also that you need to understand. Now here I put the dancer pose in the yoga position for the devil. And we're dancing ourselves up. He is not the devil. He is God Pan, who dances, frolics, and enjoys himself. For you, I gave you a movement. I gave you the 2 pillars become now a movement where I go up, inhale, exhale, I come down and bring the information to the people. The hexagram in the center and the star down on earth. And that we know that we can become a movement, right? We don't have to wait for no one. Like Greta Thunberg has showed us. You just sit outside of the school and you're like, I'm not going to school anymore, and that's it. The court card for you is the King of Pentacles. If your birthday is between the 10th of April and the 9th of May, this is your court card. And here you are invited to actually look on a deeper level at these cycles, particularly the right spinning cycle. You're looking into this direction. So here today you're getting a right spinning cycle, which is the Earth spinning around the Sun in 365 days, and that's where we get the season, and that's where we get the year. And we divide it through the 12 zodiac signs, and we get then the specific zodiac sign. And then there is another cycle, which is the Earth spins left spinning on its own axis, 25,800 years, right? And that wobble that the Earth does, it's very long, also gets divided through the 12 zodiac signs, and we get an age. And so on your full moon, which is always in your opposite sign, and that's in Scorpio, you're getting a full moon or a soul reading. And on that soul reading, you have all 22 major arcana. Right now, you only have 13 here. And we read from right to left, from the inside to the outside, right? We are wanting to listen to the soul. The soul is giving us the inspiration to go out, and the right spinning path is from the outside to the within, that which the human capacity or the human brain can understand will inspire the soul as well. Connecting back to your last reading where you had Sagittarius Sun, Ganesha's magic is empowering you. So you had the Magician, you had Ganesha, and then you had again the Hands of Magic. But yeah, you definitely had there a very specific moment, and this time it is Capricorn that is giving you the light. Capricorn is the 10th house of social status and is ruled by Saturn, and Saturn is the teacher. Saturn is that energy that lets us know how we do things. You are the 2nd house of worth or self-worth, and you're ruled by Venus, right? And that's the beauty and the love that you can give to this planet Earth. All right, so that's it. So we begin the reading, and on the position of the Fool, because these cards talk about a path that we're taking, right? The 22 major arcanas, they're not just like, okay, it's a path, it's a soul path, and as you can see, he's pointing into the left spinning cycle, and here you get the 9 of coins, and the 9 of coins speak always about Venus in Virgo, and since Venus is your planet that rules you, there is something that's happening to you through a Virgo maybe. A Virgo is here, but the state of consciousness that's coming out of you, the soul is literally telling you, yes, go this path of being a goddess, being this enchanted being in your own garden, and recognize that you have achieved 3 parts, right? Body, mind, and spirit in your masculine and in your feminine side. And on top you have the triangle, the house. It's like you really have arrived at yourself. You're happy, you're content, you have whatever it is that you have wanted and have achieved it. And here you are literally like feeling extremely happy. And that's a soul energy that is here speaking to you. Then on the position of the Magician is coming here the medicine wheel. And the medicine wheel is the number 35, and that's an 8, right? The 3, which is the Empress, and the 5, which is you, the Hierophant. So here you come into this number as a 5, as that spiritual teacher, as that triangle, because you have the 3 steps, you have the 3 levels, and you have the 3 people, and on top of it you have these 2 pillars. So there's this number 5, but in a way the 3 is very important for you, and the 3 and the 5 make then an 8 out of this card, and the 8 is above the Magician, is that infinite loop that we have to understand. The law of attraction is embedded in the law of duality, right, or polarity. So if you're in the minus, of course you want to attract the plus. Once you get the plus, you have to understand everything is neutralized, and that you have to again give so that you can have again. And most people don't understand that. They don't really understand the law of attraction, because they think, yeah, I can just like ask the universe to deliver me whatever, but it's not like that. So the medicine wheel is the tool the Magician uses with all 4 elements, right? We have the north, the east, the south, and the west. And you can see that we have the snake, the jaguar, the hummingbird, and the eagle. And it's very interesting. The eagle is looking into the path of the human spirit, and you recognize that this path is something that the soul is learning to come out, right? From deep within, you be coming out, and we learn our path. And here in the mystical shaman book, this wheel is literally saying to you, the medicine wheel is a sacred hoop with the 4 cardinal directions well marked, right? And you are not a cardinal energy, but Capricorn is a cardinal energy of winter. And this is literally saying, okay, now this is, where do you want to go with this energy that the Capricorn is sending to you? And it represents the cycle of life, the cycles of nature, and the circular pattern of our cosmos. It has been used for millennia in indigenous cultures to bring harmony and well-being to the village. So here you are invited to literally look at these 4 elements that are on the table of the magician. We have all 4 elements, and in the center is the magician. In the center is space, where all 4 elements are residing deep within. Then on the position of the High Priestess comes the Emperor. And the Emperor is the number 4. The Emperor is literally looking into the physical path. The number 4 is the square. And this state of consciousness is saying, okay, well, you had the 9 of Pentacles, right? You had that initial emotional feeling of your soul inspiring you. Then the magician acted upon it, and he looked at the medicine wheel, and now the eagle is literally through the emperor looking out, and the intuition, that's the state of consciousness of the High Priestess, is saying, now you go ahead and you create whatever it is that you want to create, because the eagle is here again. You have the eagle here and you have the eagle here as that bird that is helping you to bring whatever it is that the son of the morning, as the emperor, the number 4, is bringing into this world, right? This is very powerful, meaningful energy that's saying, okay, bring this happiness that you have experienced, or that you are now experiencing, into the world, and help other people to find the magic that you're using, and allow them to see what it is, how you make yourself happy. On the position of the Empress comes now Capricorn. Le Diable, the Devil, the number 15, which then becomes a 6. And the 6 is the hexagram. The 6 is the uniting of the triangle, right? The triangle that's pointing upwards and the triangle that's pointing downwards. And here you have the triangle pointing upwards, and you are recognizing that the triangle here is actually pointing upwards of the devil, and also your triangle is pointing upwards. Now I created, of course, on your position the hexagram, the triangle pointing up and the triangle pointing down. So here you are recognizing now the keeper of the taboo, on the position, of course, of the Empress. And the Empress gives birth to the state of consciousness that says, now, I do not want to be attached anymore at anything that doesn't make sense. I want to be overcoming the keeper of taboo. I want to overcome the attachments that we are naturally attached to through the rhythm of, or the law of duality. Polarity, right? So here you can see that you are asked to become really deeply conscious, because it's constantly uniting and dissolving, uniting and dissolving. This is what's tattooed on his arm, solve and coagula, right? Unite and separate. And you see how they're also attached to this square. But you also see here the 1, 2, 3 steps, and the 1, 2, 3. Again, it's all the numbers. Everything on a card has a meaning. And I'm, of course, not able to give you all of the meanings, right? Otherwise, the reading goes like 2-3 hours. Then comes you as a state of consciousness. You're recognizing that Capricorn has sent you a very valuable message. This message is important, and you got to go out there now and bring this message to the people. And you are looking into the right spinning cycle, and you're learning now to really free yourself and allow yourself to be awakened, because that's what you are, right? You are, in a way, the bringer of the information, the right information, right? When we put him next to you, you can see that here you're looking over to him and here you don't. All right, so it's very important. Is the card on the right or is the card on the left of the major arcana? And so here it is that you're looking into the right spinning path. Now on your position comes the Queen of Cups, right? So for you, I'm using Rider-Waite. And I want you to just know that I have listed all the cards that I'm using. I go as far back as the Visconti Sforza 1450 to today 2022, right? Comes the Queen of Cups. And it seems to me this is like a lovely couple. Water and earth. You can really create a change, a difference in this world. And water and earth, really fertile, gives the earth the meaning. And so there is this friendship or this relationship that is strong in your life, and you are hopefully creating a change, something that makes to be here on this planet an inspiration, right? To be an inspiration as a relationship is something a lot of people sometimes don't think about, right? To be inspiring as that couple that does things together. Now the Wheel of Fortune, here comes the home in the sky, the number 41, which becomes a 5, right? The 41, 4, again, the emperor that we had here, and the 1, we don't have a 1 here. But on the position of the magician was the medicine wheel, and the medicine wheel is helping you now to go on this journey or to go on the home in the sky. And so you can see one is looking in this way and one is looking in that way. And one is literally looking into the soul and one is looking into the human path. And so the journey continues, right? It's almost like saying, yeah, even though you both have different perspectives, but you have together in this house, you have the possibility to look in both directions. One is looking to the right and one is looking to the left. And it's okay, right? You can allow the other to be the way he wants to be and continue your journey. Then on the position of the Hanged Man comes the Auralit, and that's the number 7. And the Hanged Man is that change, is that shift, is that spiritual shift that you are recognizing, that you are noticing now is upon you. And the Auralit is such a beautiful crystal. It's this magenta, which is a very high spiritual color. It's the meditation, it's to arrive in the present moment, and it's to be sensitive enough and conscious enough to be now in this moment. And so the 7 is literally letting you know, so here you go and you awaken again and again, because you are ready to awaken. You're ready to awaken into the human path, but also into the soul path, which looks at the Queen of Cups. And the Queen of Cups is a healer, and she is literally helping you to heal a few things that maybe have been a little bit difficult, right? Because the keeper of taboos is always a little bit like when you talk about certain attachments also, because you're fixed sign, you can very easily holding on to things and get attached to things. So here you are recognizing your path and being asked to continue, because the meditation is helping you to recognize yourself as a Hierophant, as a spiritual leader. That's almost like what the Capricorn is giving you. He's saying, I know that you can climb the ladder up. I know that I can help you to finally be the spiritual leader that you always want, or you should be. Not sitting on a throne anymore, but sitting on the ground, sitting on the earth. This like throne-like positionings is not anymore what we want, and that's why I actually also created a little bit of a movement out of you. And the movement is that you become this beautiful spiritual leader sitting here. The more you meditate, the more you go deep within, you recognize that only from deep within you can actually change the world and help the people to understand the medicine wheel, right? That infinite potential that is waiting for us constantly in that shift of the 4 elements. It's very interesting. We had the new year and some children are still finding firecrackers to burn. So just that you know, no one is like using a gun here in Germany. Now the next position on the position of the tower, the number 16, which becomes a 7, we have the shark. And the shark is only dangerous if we don't recognize that there's a shark in the water. So recognize that the deep waters, all right, that the healing waters of the Cancer are literally asking you to understand that there are always something lurking deep within. In the meditation, we recognize that deep within, we recognize that there are certain things that we need to really look at, and that you awaken and that you are now able to go into the world, because the shark is literally saying directness, exposure, revealing true nature and desire, intriguing, captivating, and mysterious. The shark is only dangerous when we don't acknowledge it. This card indicates that something big needs to be exposed. It's lurking in the depth and creating tension. Wow. So there is something that you maybe gotta look at, right? The Keeper of Taboo is here, and maybe this opposite looking isn't so appealing, isn't so great. And so here you are having to look at the shark. Maybe there is even deep in your meditation something wanting to liberate itself, something that wants to come out, and you haven't looked at it yet. Then the last 4 cards comes here, the Moon, and on the position of the Moon is your card, right? And so this is the Magician's Sword, confidence in your magic, the number 37, which becomes a 1. And so the 1 or the 37, the 3, again, the Empress, and the 7, the Chariot or the Cancer, which is here, right? You have the Cancer here. You have a friend here that's going to help you to work through some of these difficulties, some of these deep emotions that are deep within you. And so the Magician's Sword is literally saying you got that, because you have the medicine's wheel. You got that. You got to just really trust that you are extremely powerful now, and that you can actually bring whatever it is that you want to bring here onto planet Earth, because then we have on the position of the Sun the number 36, which then becomes a 9. Here, this awakening, it's almost like you are then liberating yourself. You are then coming to a place of like, I want to open. It's almost like here comes something so magnificent, so strong to you. This electricity is like shifting you strongly. And maybe you are ready to really see that here the Capricorn is awakening you, that the Sun is awakening you, and that then on the position of the guardian angel of the last judgment, or the wake-up call is coming, this card, and there's these two people going in this direction, the direction of the soul, while she is opening herself up into the direction of the humanness. And then here comes the card contest. Be yourself fully, and you are without compare a true winner of the only contest that matters. 74 creates then an 11. So here you are. The contest cannot be won. The contest is, you just gotta wake up to who you really are. You gotta wake up to that you have everything you need. You have the spiritual knowledge. You have also, you know, looked at the shark in the room, and maybe you are able to help to liberate that. You are able to not run away from it. And the interesting thing is then on the position of the world comes here the Tower. So there is still something lurking in the dark, right? There is something through the shark, the Tower, because the shark came on the position of the Tower. You are needing to really let go of something. You are really needing to look at one side within you that you maybe think is holding you prisoner, and here you are now getting the liberation. Even the world is getting the liberation, but you don't like that, right? Because you are very fixed. If something like this happens, you just like, oh God, I don't like it. I like certain structures. I like that things are the way they are, and you don't like change so much. But now you are asked to become your own change. You're asked to become your own movement and shift and change things in this world, because the contest that sometimes in the world makes us think that we're not good enough is that you are yourself fully and without compare a true winner of the only contest that matters. And then back to the number 9, the Tower, which is the number 7, is giving you that the Magician's sword is here, the Magician's 7 is here, and that you are awakening, and that you are coming out and understand that always after the duality shift there is order and disorder, right? There's chaos, there is then again harmony, and everything is constantly in fluctuation. And that we have to recognize that after something breaks apart, something new can again be experienced, almost like a releasing, right? A happiness, that we are now not so confined into our houses anymore. We can actually go anywhere through the internet, through the age of Aquarius, right? And that's where we're moving into, from the age of Pisces into the age of Aquarius. So I think something is shaking at you. Something is saying, okay, liberate yourself, come out. That's what Capricorn is telling you. You know, don't think all the time that this is negative. It's like we need certain things to fall apart so that we can rebuild them, right? And you know how to do that, right? You really know how to do that, because you have the aura lit, you have the meditation, you have that knowledge from deep within coming down. You are the movement. You are the bringer of whatever it is that now this message comes through to you from Capricorn, right? So just allow whatever it is to happen and stay in your center. Because this is what happens here with the wheel, the medicine wheel, is that when we're out here, we get like spun around like crazy. The more we go into our center, the more quiet and still it is, right? And this is what you have to do. You know, you have to become really centered and connected through your meditation. That's how you can handle literally anything. Wow. So slowly I did the reading more in the afternoon, but it's still like it's getting a little dark. And I hope I see you in the next reading, because then the Earth is spinning in such a way that we see behind the Sun the constellation Aquarius. And Aquarius is the number 8, 17, the 17th card, and then the number 8. So the medicine wheel is here in Aquarius speaking to you already. Until then, I wish you a beautiful new year 23, and thank you for being with me. Namaste.